Welcome to the Funbikes YouTube channel. I'm Jack and today we're going to be building a 1000 watt site. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. So we're going to go from this to this. Alright, so let's unbox this thing. Alright, let's take this thing out the box. And there we are. Now we've got this thing out, let's put it together. So for this build, you will need an 8mm spanner, a 10mm spanner, a 13mm spanner, a 5mm Allen key, and a knife of some sort. Right, so in the box we have number board, bag of your nuts and bolts, your bar pad cover, front bumper, bag of tools, your wheel caps and your charger. Now I've got all the parts ready, we're going to start the assembly with the number board. So you need to put the number plate in the middle and tighten the screw. Right, now we're going to move on to the handlebars with the clamps. So now we've fitted the bars, we're going to go ahead and fit the bar pad cover. So now we've done that, we're going to go ahead and assemble the front suspension. So we need to put these 10mm head bolts through here. So now we're putting a 13mm nut on the end of these bolts. So now you're going to grab your 10 and your 13mm spanner and tighten these bolts. So now we're done with the front suspension, we'll move on to the back. Right, so the first step for this, you have to cut wire holding the swing arm up. And you have to remove the seat. So you will need to remove any plastic that is on the shock. Right, so now you're going to grab your 10 and your 13mm spanner again and grab one of your nuts and bolts again from the same bag. You're going to lift the shock up and you put the bolt through the top of the shock. Get your 13mm nut, put that on the end. Now we will need to refit the seat that we took off earlier. To do that, you need to push the front down and forward, and then press on the back until you hear it click. Right, now we've done the rear shock, we're going to go ahead and fit the rear reflector. Doing this, we're going to need an 8mm. First off, you're going to have to get rid of the 8mm nut off of the back and the rubber washer. And now you will fit the reflector, fitting the rubber washer first. Now fit the 8mm nut to the back and tighten. Right, now we're done with this section, we're going to have to move back onto the front of the quad. So now we've done them steps, we'll need to fit the front bumper. But before we fit this, we will need to assemble it. So for this, you will need to grab a 5mm Allen key. So the first step of this is to grab the smaller plate and place that on the bottom with the brackets pointing up. Now we'll grab the larger one and put that on top. So then we grab our 5mm Allen key and we tighten. So now it should look like this, and now we can attach it to the front of the quad. So now we're going to attach the bumper. You will need a 10mm socket, and to start off you will need to remove these 4 10mm bolts. Once we have removed these bolts, you will need to grab your front bumper and put the top 2 in first. Now that you have put them in loosely, you're able to grab the bumper and line up the bottom holes. And now we grab our ratchet and tighten these 4 bolts. Next step, we move on to the wheel caps. So you have 2 fronts and 2 backs. The slightly bigger ones are for your rear wheels. Your slightly smaller ones are for the fronts. So now we have our quad assembled, we will need to plug in the battery. So next to where your power cable plugs into your battery, you have a charging port with just a rubber cap that fits over. So now you need to turn your ignition on and check if the quad works. So under your right hand side rear wing, you have a switch with a little 1, 2 and 0 on. 2 is your slowest setting. 0 is your fastest setting, and 1 is your medium setting. So on the controls side of things, you have your forward, neutral and reverse switch. You have your horn on the left hand side, and then you have your lights on the right hand side. Right, that's it guys, that's how you build our 1000 watt Excite. Make sure that you do a full nut and bolt check before you ride the vehicle. So before riding, make sure you are wearing all your protective gear. If you do not have any, there is a link in the description below. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and we'll reply sharply. If you want any more content like this, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.